And we are on. All right. Here we go. Good evening, good evening, good evening. And we are on this evening. Thank you for joining us. Good evening, Mr. Sampson. How are you?
Hey Doc, what's going on? All's well? Yourself?
I am well. Thank God. Can't complain.
Beautiful.
Cannot complain. So,
Beautiful.
a lot's going on, man. I just came in the house and it is terrible outside.
Yeah, I think Canadian wildfires or something like that. That's what's happening.
Yeah. So yesterday when I actually was on my way home, I'm like, oh my God, there had to be a fire. Um, Definitely there's a fire near where we're at.
Hmm.
And it wasn't that. It was not that at all. In
No,
fact, it was the wildfire. So unbelievable, unbelievable, unbelievable. But it is what it is. We're back to, I think we had this again 2 years ago, right?
uh, I thought it was 23.
Huh. Okay. Okay. Well, players is back on. Back on. Well, yeah. So I know that I read and I heard that doctor says, hey, put on the mask back on because the air quality is so bad.
Yeah, very thick.
Yeah, it's you know what? It's worse in Brooklyn than it is in Queens or Long Island. That I can say.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a haze that's sitting on top of Brooklyn.
Hmm.
So I don't know. Very, very interesting. Good evening, our listeners. Good evening, Benev. How are you this evening? Yeah, so I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Lots going on in regards to that.
Yeah, definitely. Also, condolences to the Lindsey Graham family. There's been a lot of people had a lot of things to say about his death, boy. A lot of, not, not so nice things.
You're coming in and out. There's positive and negative as well. They say he was a fighter for certain
I
things.
didn't know he was a veteran. He's a veteran. I didn't know that.
Oh, I did not know that either.
Veteran, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that's something new we learn every day.
Yeah.
It's a lot of mixed information about him.
Mixed feelings about it.
I don't know if it's mixed feelings. I think there's a lot going on with him,
No,
just
there's
overall.
a lot of people have mixed feelings about it. You know, he's a
Mm.
fighter and a positive, but at the same time, he's waffling on issues. One minute you attack, one minute you can support one issue, he changes. The minute Trump says something, he says, coincides. I guess he's speaking from the.
You're coming in and out.
Can you hear me now?
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was a Trump lover towards the end. He
yeah.
fought against him, but then after he got beat, he decided, hey, I'm going to join him.
And on some issues, he supported Trump, like the First Step Act. He supported him, which was good. They started the immigration, I think, a study group to deal with these issues, immigration, which has gotten out of hand lately. But,
Negative, because the thing is, everything immigration right now, it's 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 not positive that they're sending under Trump administration is a negative thing.
yeah, no, I thought it was kind of positive when they started out, where they instituted a moratorium on these stops. But then the next day, the president decides to continue that. I think there's a lot more training that needs to go in with these ICE agents because, you don't want to be put in a hostile environment. And because of this hysteria that has been created, media and everything else, people are up in arms. And everybody's on 100.
Come closer. Is every
Everybody's on 150 when it happens. So there's ways in
hmm
which we have to try to see what can be done.
But this is nonstop. This is innocent individuals who are actually, yes, innocent individuals who are getting murdered, and
Right.
later to hear, oh, that's not who we were looking for. So why did you end up killing them? It's not like, hey, we're going to stop the person, ask questions or whatever. It's no, stop and killed, and then later say, oh, it wasn't the person we were looking for.
Let's be corrected. I don't think it's stop and kill. I don't think they're going with the intent to stop and kill. So that's one thing. I don't think they do that. I think they go in the intent to stop, and they are heightened unnecessarily in some situations. You know what I'm saying?
Let's
So
think about the first guy who was coming from work, who they end up killing. The dad who had some people, he was coming from work or whatever, in the van. They didn't show any. They said, oh, he tried to run them over. There was no visual of that at all. So they lie a lot. So I don't believe a word that ICE has to say. Not one word. They
uh,
are infamous for lying and creating stories so that their agenda. Then all of a sudden now, someone they end up killing, oh, they had drugs. They didn't have drugs before. Now all of a sudden they have drugs. Give me a break. It's just like
I can understand that, but we just got to be on this. You just got to we can't make the conversation
when people are dying,
right.
I don't know how much you can understand when
But I'm
innocent
not
people are
saying,
dying.
Doc, but I'm saying they're not stopping people to kill them. So you need to get that correct. You're not stopping somebody to kill them. That's why I'm stopping you, because I want to kill you. That's not correct. You know what I'm saying? So there's stops. Yes, there's stops in which it is heightened to a certain level that people need certain training and understanding that just because you're stopping some does not mean that you're going to be in a situation where guns are going to be drawn and you're going to be hurt. Or that is what is happening. And as a result, they're using that. When that happens, deadly force, they, then they say, we have a point to using deadly force, which I don't think is necessary at times. You need to de-escalate the situation instead of
I don't know what
escalate.
just happened to my camera, and it just went black. So, all right.
Okay, but I see
I'm
you. Do I see you? Yeah, I see you.
No, it's black.
It's black, but we can hear you, Doc.
I don't know what's happening. Yeah, a lot going on with that. Yeah, I get it, but it's just disappointing. It's very, very
I
disappointing.
mean, yeah, that's one thing we could say. It is disappointing. I agree with you. It is disappointing. That is definitely disappointing. That just it seems to happen, and when Tolman came out, put a moratorium, said we're going to stop it for a second. I think that was a smart move. But then the president, I think there's a little bit more, well, villagers, the doc will be back, but what's your thought on something like that? I think the whole issue with this ice and what's going on, it has escalated to a point now when these stops do happen, everybody's so tensed up. It's like a powder keg waiting for something to happen. They may, the car may jerk. At that point in time, these officers may take out the guns and do it necessary. But, it's the environment that has been created because of all the rhetoric and stuff going back and forth with respect to ICE and immigration. I think there needs to be a holistic approach when dealing with the issue of immigration. We need to deal with that issue, and neither party wants to take that issue head on because they're worried about, oh, our supporters may take issue with it, whatever it is. To create an environment where uh, we all believe in law and order. My villagers, and I think none of us will object if you're going to. Um, Collect those individuals who engage in serious crimes against individuals. So, but at the same time, innocent people who are working, who have their green cards or may have expired, who have, are getting caught up, and this is what's creating the hysteria. What's going on throughout this country? So that's another issue. That's what's happening, and then you know villagers. I want to know what y'all guys think about uh, what's going on in with this Iran. You know, the impact that it's having on the price of oil, the economy. And I know the president is speaking this evening, um, hopefully to talk about this issue. But, we don't want this to be a never ending war that we're eventually, they're talking about putting ground troops out there. That's something that we totally want to avoid. So we will see what that will lead to in the not too distant future, because I know Americans are not comfortable, don't want to hear anything about boots on the ground. We're not sending our soldiers over there, you know. And I've noticed that, there's a lot of pushback with Israel, and I think that stems from their actions in Gaza. That stems from also the rhetoric that we are getting from Netanyahu. We talk about October 6th, the incidents that's happened and what transpired, which we do not condone whatsoever. But at some point in time, you know, Israel did retaliate, but it has escalated into a full blown war. And I think we need to, United States, I think President needs to put a little more pressure on Netanyahu to try and see if there can be some sort of settlement agreement um, with the Palestinians and what's going on there in Gaza, because innocent people have died. Innocent people have died, and Hamas continues to be in control to a certain extent, and that is why there seems so much pushback against Israel, because I know there were a couple of votes in Congress where they talked about providing billions of dollars to Israel, and there were a couple of Democratic members, about 100, who voted against it, or half who voted against it, and then also about sending um, defense equipment to Israel, and there were those Democratic members who voted against that, but they are expressing the sentiment of what's going on in their constituencies. Because a lot of them are saying, "What's going on?" Oh, hey, Doc, welcome back. A
Thank
lot's
you.
going on. A lot's going on that they see, and they see, these innocent children and women, and children dying. So that's why there's been so pushback, and that's why people have been looking at Israel with jaded eyes. I think it's time for the president to really step in and deal with Netanyahu to see if there can be some sort of resolution. You know what I'm saying? Because we're involved to some extent with Israel, and now we're Iran, you know, and now Israel, Lebanon. So this Middle East is just such a powder keg, and what has materialized out of all this, the Iranians know how important the Strait of Hormuz is and how crippling it can be on the economy in these
Hmm.
countries. So that's something that, the president says there's a resolution, there's not a resolution. He continues bombing, he's looking to bomb some of the infrastructure over there. But it's the same thing. Iran is playing games also. So we need to continue to,
I have a question. He
yeah.
wants to charge people to go through the Strait of Hormuz.
I think that was debunked. There was an issue with that. I think that's debunked.
I don't think it was debunked. It came out his mouth
When was this stop?
this week. This week, he said he wants to charge them in order to provide safety. He wanted to charge 20% in order to provide safety. It wasn't debunked. It came out his mouth,
Yeah,
that he's going to start charging.
he can start. I don't know if they're gonna be. I don't know. There's a lot of things that come out the president's mouth that haven't come to fruition. So we just have to wait and see.
and then he walked it back because here it is. How do you go somewhere, attack a country to say, hey, they're doing nuclear, um, they're building bombs and things like that, and then now, oh, okay, the water that they use, we're going to use that. The password that they use, we're going to take their things and we're just going to start controlling it. What is that? He did the same thing
And
in
what he's,
Venezuela.
yeah, you mean he's trying to take over Iran?
Yeah. And the same thing he's saying, oh, Cuba, we're going to go and attack Cuba. All of a sudden now, it's just like, come on, man. Focus on one thing. Focus. I thought he was all about America, America. You're all over the place. It's crazy to me. Like, hey, you said America, America, everything should be America, America.
America,
Focus on fixing America. But now you want to go and take over everywhere. What is that? Old age that's kicking in?
I don't think so, Doc. I don't think it's old age.
Now they have a coin that they are selling. The Mint factory is selling a coin with his face on it. He wants to be God all of a sudden. It's just too much. It is too much.
Well, you know what? That's what happens. You know what? To the victory goes the spoils. Elections have consequences. We didn't get out there and vote. And this is the consequences. Trump
and the people who did go out and vote, what are you saying?
So get the other people who didn't get out and vote. Force those neighbors who didn't go out and vote to get out and vote. That's the only way you're going to change it. That's the only way. You know, you have the midterms coming up. Let's see what happens in the midterms. Let's go to what's going on. But the Democrat Party keeps beating one another. That's going to be an issue. You have the Democratic Socialist primary, the moderate Democrats, because they're not supporting the ideologies to get rid of the ICE, get rid of the police department, open up the jails, do all that stuff. But do you notice what's so funny about it? With all those,
come closer.
With all those who talk this rhetoric,
when
they want to build a prison in their neighborhoods, oh no, we don't want that to happen. When they want to put a homeless shelter in their neighborhood, no, we're going to fight against that. We don't want that to happen. You will ensure that this does not happen in your neighborhood. You go out there and you protest, you do everything you got to do when it comes to your neighborhood. Hold that.
I don't know. I wish they would go and protest and say enough is enough with this craziness.
Well, they did say enough is enough. That's why they elected, they took out a couple of incumbent congressional people, put the Democratic Socialists in some key areas in New York City. So we'll see what happens. We will definitely see what happens.
You think?
Definitely. Anybody watch the World Cup, listeners? What do y'all think about Argentina and
England?
Argentina and Spain going at it on Sunday, 3:00.
Are you gonna be watching?
I'm not a soccer fan, but they say football fan.
A football fan. Football.
I'm not a football fan. I'm an American football fan, but not as AKA soccer fan. I never got it's too strenuous. Soccer's too strenuous. Running up and down that damn court, running after that damn ball.
But it's the same thing with the football. Are you kidding me?
No, football.
One you're throwing, one you're kicking. No, your coordination has to be in place with soccer.
Football, you got to go to a huddle. You can at least get 30 seconds break.
When our guests come on, then we could discuss that. But here it is. Football and soccer, they're both using the same type of energy. You're running.
No, you're running, but at least you have breaks in American football. You know what I'm saying? You got breaks. No, you got breaks. You got break to go to the huddle and stuff like that. The soccer ain't no break, boy. That's how ball is in.
No, you go on your mark. You set. That's it.
Until the ball goes out of bounds or until there's a penalty. Nah, I ain't with that. I gave that up a long time ago.
I
That's
used
too
to.
strenuous.
That's exactly what we need right now. That's exactly what we need.
Strenuous activity, huh?
Absolutely, absolutely. Benev, Argentina soccer team is racist. I heard that. I have.
You know what? I want to know why they racist. Why we consider them to be racist?
Benev, you want to add on? John says, why they racist? Why? Because they have no black folks on their team. Not one, not one, not one solo one. But never elaborate, please. So, I don't know. We're going to find out. We're going to ask Marvell about the whole racism because he experienced the same type of stuff. Same type of stuff playing soccer. So, we shall see. We shall see. Very interesting.
Yeah,
So,
it is very interesting, but very taxing too and shit. Excuse the expression, very
like
taxing.
Roger could say, John, stop. Um, you know what?
Hey, did you see the flooding that's going on in Texas?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I don't know. This weather has been
Yo, no,
interesting.
I mean global warming. Everybody's always tacking the climate and the environment. Come on, y'all. This is real stuff, man.
We
This is
went
why
from almost 100 degrees yesterday to the rain to 70 degrees. It was like a downpour. It came out of nowhere. Actually, they made no announcement yesterday of any rain.
and it was a downpour, literal downpour.
Flooding right away.
Hmm.
But Nev says everyone on the team is white. Never had a black person on the team. Okay. I knew he was gonna find the response. Yep.
So they never had a black person on that team for them. Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. But I have heard that they're racist. A lot of people have been saying the same thing. But you know what? A lot of the players experience some form of racism during this time, especially um, some of the black groups. They experienced that, and some of the judges weren't fair.
Well,
So they did.
it sounds like the referees in the Knicks.
Yeah, they didn't give them the same type of treatment at all as they would. They let a lot of things slide that they didn't do for the others. Hello, Miss Cherise. Sharianne, I'm sorry. Sharianne, thank you. How are you this evening? So it's I don't know. Certain calls that they made was unbelievable.
Yeah, but you know what, Doc? That's part of the game, man. You
I
know,
don't
like
know if it's part
it's,
of the game
it,
because even some of the referees that typically actually um are a part of the World Cup couldn't get visas and were denied by the United States. Why? Is it because they were black? I think so.
Doc, everything ain't
Black and white.
exactly everything. Just because they don't get it means there's racism going on. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with Benev on this one. I'm with Benev on this one.
Hmm. Ain't nothing wrong with being with Benev on it, but
I think Benev would agree with me.
the Argentina is racist.
I'm talking about some of the stuff that's been happening, just overall
Like
with
when
the
you mean,
game.
like what? You saying like what? What's been holding on to it?
Some of the calls that they have been
So the
making.
calls are against black people.
Yes.
Interesting.
It is the truth. But I'm going to come back to soccer. We want to discuss. I am so happy that they strike down the payment, the settlement. Judge Void Trump's $1.8 billion IRS settlement.
Oh,
A
they struck that down.
Yes, they invalidated that. A federal judge invalidated a settlement between President Trump and the IRS that included the broad tax protection and a proposed $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund. Judge
So did
Kathleen
they?
Williams.
So did they? The
Oh,
settlement. Okay, they denied the settlement with the Trump family.
she voided the entire thing. She
The
said,
entire thing.
yes, the entire thing. Ruled the lawsuit appeared to serve an improper purpose rather than resolve an actual legal dispute. The judge concluded Trump and agency under his control were not truly adverse parties because they work for him. The
Right.
ruling blocked parties from relying on the settlement in
And you
future
know what you call it
proceedings.
didn't help himself. Blanche didn't help himself today, or when he was testifying, where he talks about the DOJ needs to be an extension of that doesn't help.
Mm.
Doesn't that argument would hinder what they're trying to do with their settlement, or that argument bolsters supports what the judge is saying. You are one and the same, so the settlement is not done at arm's length.
He was like, well, we made mistakes and the settlement is not happening anymore or whatever. But you made a decision like that. It's crazy. Then the judge says the decision could allow future IRS audit involving Trump and affiliated business to proceed. So the ruling raised the question about presidential power, government ethics, and improper use of the court. So I did read about it. She was like, "Hey, you're supposed." She took the attorneys that was involved to settle and send it to the board and said, "Hey, you're supposed to be protecting the law, and you did not."
Well,
So,
let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when they appeal it, and
mm,
eventually goes to the Supreme Court. Let's see what happens.
oh, the Supreme Court, that's the same bunch of garbage because they are not protecting the people, they are protecting themselves. Hey, Jalen, how are you, boo? Yeah, they're protecting self. It's not about they're not really defending the Constitution or the law.
They're
They're
not.
really, yeah. So there's a lot going on with that. I wish the Supreme Court actually right now, I wish there was a term limit. I wish that they can actually remove some of those individuals.
Again, Doc, election has consequences. That's what Trump.
Every time you say that, you upset me.
But it's true. Elections have consequences. So you got to understand that election has consequences. You're gonna have to deal with stuff that you didn't have to deal with if people came out and vote. So I mean, it's reality is reality, Doc.
Do you
Whether
know
you
that
like
Al Roker and what is the other gentleman that's on?
Melvin.
Yes, they were attacked
Yeah.
by a racist. They are out and about a racist because they, it's crazy. This is the climate we're living. We're going backwards, ladies
And I
and
think
gentlemen.
some of them, because some of them, what they think Trump is trying to do is they feel emboldened to
Hmm.
engage in things like that. Yeah, it's really a shame. Man. It's really a shame. See that transpiring. See that's what's going on. It's really a shame.
It is. It is like this is crazy. I don't know. I don't know. Now people feel they can go and just start attacking people based on your color. That's
They've,
what we fought so hard for.
they've been doing that a long damn time, Doc.
Yeah, but I thought we moved forward, only to just move backwards 100 years. Come on.
I remember DEI is a 4-letter word now. You know? Yay. You know what, man? You know what's annoying, what's devastating to me
What's
is
that?
that young girl who got killed over there in Wakefield this week.
The Wakefield?
She was sitting outside in a vehicle outside her job in Wakefield section of the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
He was gunned down.
Just for sitting in her car.
No, basically, what it has found out is that she was gunned down by her uncle because there's an inheritancy dispute regarding a home.
Oh, so he's okay. I heard of the uncle getting killed. I mean, killing his niece, but for
Inher- inherit inheritancy. Yes.
so you're gonna kill a young lady sitting, a beautiful young lady.
And what I didn't know, it was interesting. I found out she was a when she was younger, she was a rapper with Jadakiss. They were involved with D Block. And what's interesting is her uncle that killed her was the road manager for Jadakiss, the rapper.
Wow,
Yeah, who was just on stage with Jay-Z this past Sunday and Fat Joe.
wow, 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 wow. It is very sad.
It's
It's
sad to the point where you are that covetous,
mm-hmm.
regarding poverty, that you're willing to kill your own blood.
Family member. Just for what? For a house? For property? For land? Come on, man. This is ridiculous. Really, really ridiculous. So I don't get it. I don't get it. Hey, Mr. Marvell, are you ready? Thumbs up if you're ready. All right, let's see. Oh, I guess not. All right. Yeah, it's something. But I am glad that somebody is standing up to. I'm laughing at a survey that Sophia shared. She put Americans named Trump the worst person in history. Oh my God. You what? A YouGov survey asked Americans to rank the greatest and the worst figures in US history. Donald Trump received the highest percentage of response as the worst American in history. That is sad. That is sad because the thing is, he is so pro-American that Americans feel that he's, not good for them. That's interesting.
That is very interesting.
The worst American in history. The poll also found Donald Trump ranking among the figures some Americans considered the greatest. So it depends on which poll. Some considers him the worst, and some consider him the greatest. Interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
So the responses were sharply divided along partisan lines, with Democrats and Republicans offering dramatically different views.
Right.
Oh, wow, he's the most polarized figure in modern U.S. politics.
Yeah, but you know what? One thing I go back to, I respect Trump because he told us all what he was going to do, and people still didn't believe him.
Mm.
He told everybody what he's going to do.
So,
He didn't blow smoke up our asses. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do that.
listen, I'm just like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Marvell, are you ready now? Are you? So I don't know. I don't know what to think. Just very interesting. Trump is interesting. The whole flooding that's taking place. I hope people actually are out there getting flood insurance
Oh, flood
because
insurance is astronomical now. Oh gosh.
really,
After Hurricane Sandy, forget it.
ay, ay. So it's I don't know, with all this flooding and hurricanes and things like that. It's crazy.
What you gonna say? The world's coming to an end.
No, I didn't say that.
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying that.
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying that. I'm gonna bring our guest on Are you ready?
I am ready.
Hello, Mr. Marvel. How
Good
are you?
afternoon.
I'll be
Good
right back,
afternoon.
guys.
How I am? I'm gonna
Okay.
tell you how I am. I am by the power of the divine that abides within me. That's how I am.
I don't know what that means.
That
What does that
means
mean?
I'm blessed and highly favored.
Oh,
exactly the only way I am is by the power that abides within me. You know what I'm saying? Because from the day I'm born, that's what's been carrying me through life. Is a power that is within me, around me, that's been carrying me through. So I take no credit for anything that's going on in my life. It's the power that's within me that takes the credit.
okay. Yeah. God is good all the time.
Good all the time.
So, so share with us. Your team did not win.
Which team are you talking about, friends?
England.
No, England isn't my team.
Oh,
England
okay.
is not my team. England is a place I went to visit. England is a place I went to start my career. I was pointed there.
Your
But
soccer
England is,
career. Okay.
yeah, England isn't my team. My team got
Okay.
the last hope. The last hope was knocked out. France. Not that I like France, but I just like the players because they represent me.
Oh, so one of our listeners said that Argentina is racist. Can you
Well,
elaborate on that?
the world knows that. It's been
Okay.
known for ages, like since Maradona days. It's always been like that. Argentina always get their way through the World Cup. Look, the hand of you heard about the hand of God?
Mm-hmm.
You know about the hand of God, right? Maradona that scored
Uh,
that goal with his hand. Ever since then, Argentina has always been, FIFA's favorite. They're a racist nation. You know the history of Argentina, what they did to black people.
No. Elaborate.
Elaborate about the wars that were set up with Peruvian government and set all the black men in the front line to get assassinated. They kept the women and then bred them with European men. This is why the Argentinians are so aggressive. They have that black blood in them. That's why they're so aggressive. Well, they refuse to accept their cultural heritage, their background, where they come from. The blacks that used to govern the whole country, right?
the
Yeah,
int-
Argentina is a very racist country. You
So,
know,
John, that answers the question.
yeah. I don't ever back Argentina since I was a child. I've always, been
I
drawn
think
to
got
Brazil.
Spain coming Sunday.
Huh?
The game.
I guess you're banking on Spain coming this Sunday.
Oh yeah. Anybody that plays against Argentina, I'm for them.
I
Exactly.
think I think Benev feels the same as well, right, Benev?
Yeah, because right now there's no more hopes left because all the black teams went home.
Okay, so I mentioned something earlier. I felt that there was discrimination against the black team and they treated them a different way. Was I seeing something or imagining things, or was that somewhat?
Your eyes are seeing exactly what your eyes are seeing.
Okay.
It's blatant racism, blatant injustice that was being done throughout the whole World Cup.
Well, yeah, tell me how. Tell me what incidents. What are we talking about?
Oh, for example, like the first game, Argentina versus Saudi Arabia. Okay, Messi stepped on the guy's foot. Had it been another player that stepped on the player's foot, that would have been an automatic red card. That was blatant. He stepped on the guy, stepped on his foot. That was a red card, blatant. But he got away with that, and he was allowed to play the game in which he scored 2 goals.
Mm-hmm.
Now, someone without a name did the same thing. He would have been sent off the field.
Mm.
And it's not only Messi, but it's like the entire Argentinian squad was just playing dirty throughout the whole World Cup, and they got away with murder.
Good question. We talk about the referees. Where are these referees? What's the makeup of the referees?
Well, right now, the allegations are there's a FBI case going on against Argentina for rigging the games, for paying referees, and it's been estimated over $300 million that was given out to referees to favor Argentina.
This right now?
Right now, yeah. Yeah, the Argentinian FA is under investigation, FBI investigation for match fixing,
Really?
for buying referees and setting up games. Yeah, look at all the bias that happened during the World Cup. All these referees just turn a blind eye to whatever Argentinian players was doing. Turn a blind eye to it, and the whole world saw it. Right now, I'm so fed up with the World Cup at this moment. I don't even want to see the final. I gave up a long time ago.
Wow.
even down to Brazil, like they brought in Ancelotti. Ancelotti is a great coach, whatever. But a great coach is going to make great decisions for a team, right? The quality of players that he picked, right? Me not being a professional coach, I'm like, you know what? That is a messed up lineup. There's way better Brazilian players out there than those guys that he picked for the national team to go represent Brazil in the World Cup. So to me, it's like a setup from the beginning. This is Argentina's World Cup because this is Messi's last World Cup. He's going out with a bang. He sells T-shirts. Okay, he makes commercials. You know, he's a puppet. He sells. Messi's on the field. T-shirts on sale. Ticket prices going off. Can you imagine if Messi sat down for 2 games after that red card? The first match, he got a red card. He got to sit out for 2 games. Nobody's coming to the stadium because Messi's on the bench. So that red card has to be annihilated in order for Messi to play and fill the stadiums up. Ticket prices up. Messi on the bench, nobody's buying anything. Nobody's coming to the games. Nothing being sold.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's FIFA's princess. He's just a name.
Messi,
You said princess. Oh my God.
Princess, yeah. You know, he gets all the treatment, red carpet treatment. Had it been anybody else, you know, any regular name player, that would have been sitting down for 2 games.
Like the American that was supposed to sit down until Trump got involved.
Well, this is where, you know, the game has become political now. We have presidents making decisions on the soccer field.
But there's calls that should not have been called.
Oh, plenty of calls. That's from the beginning. Look at the Haitian national team. Look at the Haitian game from the first game against Scotland. That was a clear penalty. They didn't give it to Haiti.
Someone was asking for help. They got hurt. No assistance. Nothing at all.
Exactly. For certain teams, like the VAR system, right? It was not working for certain teams. All right, so they went against everything that was foul against other teams and just let Argentina have their way. So we expected Argentina to go to the final against Spain. Did you know that Lamine Yamal was baptized by Messi as a baby?
What happened now? What?
Did you know that Lionel Messi, when Lamine Yamal was a baby, there was a commercial in Spain. They were looking for a child to be in the commercial, a baby boy to be in the commercial. That child that was in the commercial happened to be Lamine Yamal in a bathtub, and Messi was, you know, putting water on him. Can you see Yeah. So baby Lamine Yamal was baptized by Messi as a child, and now look, they're playing in the final against each other now. This whole thing is rigged.
It's sad because the thing is, here it is. It's in the. Do you think that if it took place somewhere else, it would be rigged?
FIFA has no one to answer to. No one can overthrow FIFA's decisions. Okay, FIFA decide who wins the next World Cup.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh yeah, that go, especially right in these times now. Especially now, yeah. FIFA decide who wins the next World Cup because it makes money. After Messi,
they're selling puppets, they're selling T-shirts, they're selling things. I do know that a couple of people mentioned that there was no Haiti shirt. Why is that? I know they didn't like the original Haiti shirt, but why is that?
From what I comprehend, that there was some kind of symbolism on the shirt that these other people that didn't like it because they found it was revolutionary. Everybody could have their emblems on their T-shirts, but Haiti cannot. You know,
really?
So, yeah, it was a one-sided thing. Yeah, it's a one-sided thing. So why is an emblem, a symbol of patriotism on a shirt, offend somebody else? Why can't we have our own way too, like everybody else does?
Well, because of the climate.
Climate, or is it that, you know what I mean, just a lack of respect for a nation's sovereignty? Because if you're sovereign, if everybody's supposed to be sovereign, right?
Right.
I have the right to govern myself the way I want to govern myself. So if I put a logo on my T-shirt and you tell me to take it out, you don't respect my sovereignty. You see me beneath you. Like the Haitian Revolution, the Haitian Revolution is always going to be remembered in the white world as like,
Sherry Ann said she agrees.
yeah, revolution is looked down by white people like, it's a disrespect that a small country like you can defeat so many powerful nations. And for 200 years we've been paying the price. So 200 years we've been paying the price. Look what's going on there right now in the country right now. It's not us. We don't have factories that produce guns. We don't have factories that produce cocaine and crack and all these things. We don't have these things back home. So all these guns get in the country.
Good point.
We don't manufacture these things. We don't control ports. We don't control import and export in these countries. No, we don't. Haiti's been run by outside government, outside forces. That's just the way I see it. All right? And then in order for anything to change, it has to be revolution. That's it, plain and simple. They cannot be changed without bloodshed.
Well, it's non-stop bloodshed.
Well, the right blood has to be shed in order for things to change.
Well, you had a president, blood that shed.
Yeah, well, let's not get into this politics, but I know one thing for sure. In order for change to happen, blood has to run. And it's up to the population to make that blood run.
That's too much. That is too much.
Exactly.
But what's direction that blood gonna run, my friend?
Well, we don't control the country as we know it. Outside forces control the country. Puppets are in place to govern things that is not of the population's interest. The interest of the population is not in these people's best interests. Outside influence is governing everything that goes on in Haiti. Well, this is a country that's been marred with criticism, spells. Okay, this is a country that's been what you may call it, gaslight. Okay, everybody around the world has a picture of Haiti as being like the worst island, and
you said that. As you played soccer, is that something that you experienced?
Oh yeah. One thing about being talented. You create a lot of enemies without even knowing. And when you have a special gift, when you have a special talent, in certain these things, like people just hate you on sight. So I'm just referring this to being
called jealousy, man. They're just jealous of you.
Just jealousy. Being a Haitian, being. We did it first, right? We get independence. We inspire other countries to get independence. Okay, we will always be looked upon as the downfall of slavery, the downfall of the reaping and the raping of our nations. Okay, we set the trend from the beginning. We are known all over the world for what we did. We are known in countries people might not even expect, like Poland and those kind of countries, right, where Haiti is respected. But in the eyes of others, right, they can never allow Haiti to rise up again.
Right.
So do you think that some of what is being experienced throughout the United States and around the world is because of that?
Clarify.
So you just said that they will not allow Haiti to rise again. That's what you said, right? Mm-hmm. So I said, do you think that some of what is being experienced, for example, the game, with immigration, with the TPS and things like that, and just all over, do you think that that's the reason why?
That's part of it. All part of it. All part of it. For example, look. This whole TPS thing to me is like a setup. It's a setup. Okay. You allow these people to come here. You offer them a better way of life. They sell everything. They give everything they own back home. They sell their land, sell their gold, sell everything that they have. Give everything up and come here. And just to find out that now they cannot stay. Where are they? What are they going back to?
That's a good question.
What are they going back to after they give up
question.
everything they had? I've just watched a video the other day where this lady was living in this country for over 20 something or 30 something years, and now she's back home living in a hut. Living in a hut. You know, using outside as, you know, using a hole as a bathroom where she used to have, you know, a proper toilet. Okay?
Wow.
She's back to living like in the slums.
So that's It's definitely something that needs more intervention and more organization.
Yeah, well, I said that only comes from the diaspora. See, we have been selected. We like the way I see it is like we were chosen to come here, okay, to learn, to better ourselves, to prepare ourselves, this generation, and to take matters into our own hands to help this country come off the ground. Because now we here in the diaspora, we have the knowledge, we have the resources, we can pull together. Okay?
So let me ask you a question. Why do you think that some of the Caribbean islands have not jumped in to support as much? I know this. Let me tell you, our topic wasn't even supposed to be on politics.
Which Caribbean island you know have an army?
You said have an army?
Yeah.
Which Caribbean island have an army?
That has an army of their own, where they produce their own weapons and have their own everything. Which Caribbean island has an army? Except from Cuba.
Well, Cuba right now is not, huh?
Haiti has an army?
Who?
Haiti. No.
Jamaica has an army?
Haiti should have an army, shouldn't it?
But Jamaica has an army, right? Trinidad has an army, right? But who funds them? Who controls them? Who do they work for? They don't produce guns. They buy their guns from outside. Okay. Now you get involved in Haiti's affairs. We're gonna make sure we're gonna mess up your tourism. We're gonna mess you up. Stay out of this. That's your business. Yeah, you cannot be free unless you print your own money. Once your money is being printed by somebody else, you're not free. Jamaica is not free. Their money is still being printed by what you call the British government. You have to print your own money to be free. Huh? You have to write your own history to be free. If the ones you win your independence against is writing your history, then you're not free. Because they're gonna write in your history what they want to write in your history books. You never be free until you print your own money and write your own history.
So what are you saying? That people in the United States needs to do the same thing? A little bit more?
The way the system is set here, we know all that the Constitution was not written for us. It was written to limit us on what we can and what we cannot do. It wasn't written for us because there was no black people present when our Constitution was being written.
Well, we're gonna come back to politics, but we're gonna go back to soccer.
Yes, ma'am.
So, the last time you paused, when you left last week, we started with not being able to get working papers.
Yes.
Why was it difficult for you to get working papers? Europe.
There's something called a cap. A cap is a player earns a cap each time he steps on the soccer field and represents his national country, his national team.
Okay.
I never went through that path. Okay? I have never played for Haiti before I moved to Europe. This is something I just did on my own. I didn't know the steps it took to get there. Even though the skill, the talent, the ability, the awareness, the intelligence was there as a soccer player, but what was missing was the caps. And the more cap a player has for his country, the easier it is for them to secure a work permit in Europe. I didn't go through that.
Okay.
So when I came back to the US and I tried to go back through that. And then this is where I met some conflicts, some challenges.
Because you didn't represent your country, but you
Yeah. So
Play
like
for
my
another
case,
country.
yeah, my case was taken to a tribunal in England. You know, it's called the FA Tribunal. That's the Football Association of England, the FA Tribunal. Try to guarantee me a work permit, right? I was even sent to lower clubs, hoping it was easier for me to get a work permit. Still
Right.
couldn't get it because the reason is this: soccer in other football in European countries is considered a 9 to 5. It's a 9 to 5.
A job.
It's a job. It's a 9 to 5. So we start training at 9 o'clock in the morning, right?
Right.
And we don't leave the club's house till about 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wow.
So we do about 6 hours of training per day.
Mm.
So the whole thing is this: why are we giving you a job as a foreigner, which means you're going to be taking the place of one of our own youth?
That makes sense.
Okay, so we take it that we're giving you a job as an illegal immigrant, and we have our own youth here, and you're going to take their place. What happened to them? We can't even get our own and give you a job. So now the criteria is, if you get a work permit, then we allow you to go through. Without a work permit, you cannot take somebody else's job. But I was allowed to play in games that are non-paid, not fee game, no fee-based games. Those are practice matches where we play. It's real game, but just like there's no fans coming in to pay. People come into the stadium, but they don't pay to come in the stadium. It's just free watch, right? Because if they find out that a player is on the field, look, let me tell you a story. I was on a bus on the way to a game against Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough at that time was in the Premier League, right? And the club I was playing for is called Hucknall Town. Okay, this is like the second tier, right? Still professional, semi-pro. So we had a game against Middlesbrough, which was in the English Premier League. I was on the bus traveling to the stadium, and the club received a call because they send the name of all the players that's going to participate in the game. They had to before we even left the city ground, they call up the club and tell them, listen, that player is not eligible. You gotta get off the bus.
Oh,
I had to get off the bus. I had to stay. I could have gone to the game and just sit in in the stadium, but no, the players are eligible to participate in this game, so you gotta get off the bus. Either you leave them home, or you just come in the stadium and sit down. So I get off the bus with all my gears and everything. I couldn't play that game. It was a fee-based game. It was an FA Cup match. That's one of the biggest, tournaments in England, FA Cup.
You can't escape politics, and politics is in every damn thing.
Yeah. So the club that I was playing for, like I said, they try to arrange other means for me to get through. As far as I told you, an arranged marriage. That was one of the steps that they took forward to get an arranged marriage. Took it to the tribunal, FA Tribunal. Still no result. Then I was sent down to lower division clubs, try to up the paperwork, no results. They try to go to other countries. I was sent back to New York to come play here in the MLS. I was sent back to come play in the MLS, and this is where I met some challenges with some people that were not on my best interests. Haitian, just like me.
Right.
Yeah.
MLS.
Yeah. Well, the last time I was going for a tryout in MLS, that's when I got injured, and that's when I stopped playing soccer. I stopped playing soccer because that stomach injury tore my stomach in half.
Wow, playing soccer?
Oh,
Yeah.
so now presently we know that you are a trainer and everything, and the satisfaction that you get from that, I mean, is could be at times breathtaking, man. To be able to train someone, to train them and see potential in them, sometimes they don't see it themselves.
Yes. Well, that is the satisfaction, yes, for real, because I've known people who've been down the same path, right, and they end up worse because they go through depression, they go through grief, they go through resentment. Okay, they go through, what I'm saying, it's a mental breakdown because when you get to a certain level and you drop, and then some people can't take it lightly, so they just get themselves depressed, drugs.
How long was recovery?
After the injury,
Hmm.
2 years, 2.5 years.
Wow.
I wasn't able to walk.
Mm.
Yeah, I wasn't able to walk.
So
So
while you were playing, you got injured?
yeah, I was in a trial. I was sitting on a trial.
Wow.
I was sitting on a trial at that time. At that time, the person that was sponsoring me was Lennox Lewis.
Oh,
Lennox Lewis was going to be my sponsor at that time because he wanted to send me back to Europe to go play for Arsenal, to go try out for
yes.
Arsenal. So I met Lennox Lewis in his office in Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
Secretary, they took me on board. They took a liking to me. So everything I was doing, I had to report back to them. So when I moved to Georgia from New York, we still stayed in touch because they wanted to know everything I was doing, staying in shape, where I was playing. So when the injury happened, and I contacted them, she cried because that was it. 2.5 years I was out of commission.
Mm.
That when I got hurt, I was on a trial for MLS.
Wow.
Yeah.
We
So
could have seen you, maybe possibly in one of the games.
you see me right now. That's good enough for me.
No, I hear
I'm
you.
saying, look, I don't look for outside validation to be a star. I'm born a star. I know it.
Ah, excuse me.
Exactly. See, from the womb, some of us know that we're born stars. And
I
we
see
come
why
out.
I see that Dr. Brian goes and gets trained by you. I see it. I see.
Yeah. And she knows the way I am at the gym. I'm a clown, but I'm also serious. I'm a serious clown, put it this way.
Yeah.
I'm a serious clown. I take
Yeah.
my work, I take my profession very seriously. She can tell
Yeah.
you. I joke around, crack around, but that's why I would always make sure that she does the right thing. It's the same thing on the soccer field.
Yeah. 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 Especially now, what are you doing with young folks on the soccer field?
Like I said, I just finished doing a session. I just came in from a session right now. Right.
Hmm.
So I have different clients that require different specific training. So I have to adapt myself to everyone that I train to give them exactly what they're asking for. Okay? You hire me for a service, I'm going to make sure you get exactly what you're paying for. Right. So not only that, I'm the teacher, I'm also the student. My clients come in, they want to train for this specific. So now I have to study how to get this player from this to that in that amount of time. What is going to be required to get the job done?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm the student when it comes to that. Yeah. The satisfaction of going out there, and soccer to me is just not soccer. I use soccer as a ministry, okay, to teach life lessons through soccer.
Okay.
That's
Like
like
I mean, in most sports, that's what a coach does. Try to
exactly
teach life lessons too.
life lessons
Yeah. Uh-huh.
through soccer. So to me, it's not just about soccer. I tell them all the time. I tell all the students the same thing. You think you come to see me for soccer? No, you're not. You didn't come here for soccer. You come here to learn life lessons, and soccer is going to teach you how to face the world outside here.
The discipline that you need to have.
Commitment
Yeah.
and discipline. Okay,
What?
the drive.
I'm glad you said that because you said it in Europe is a 9 to 5.
It's a 9 to 5.
Did they have a strict diet restriction?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We eat at the club. We eat at the club, and there's nothing fried. There's no soda. There's no sweets. There's none of that. We eat healthy after every practice.
Yeah, that's important.
Important, because look, I look at it this way: you want to be an athlete, you must eat. Get that? You want to be an athlete, you must eat, but you have to eat the right food.
Eat healthy. Eat healthy.
Yeah,
Eat
your
healthy.
your performance depends on what you're putting in, how you feed your muscles, how you recover, how fast you take it to recover, so you can perform at optimal level all the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because a 60% player, 70% player is not a starting player. You have to be 100% to be a starting player. Starting player, 90%, 100%, 60% doesn't cut it. This is average. So the training is rigorous for a soccer player. Rigorous training.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
for sure. That is for sure.
yeah.
So,
I was telling Dr. Brian that I had written a book. I had written a book. I just wrote the book couple last during the winter, and I'm looking to publish it. Right? It's about 120 pages. The book is called Transition. Transition just depicts my life story from the day I left Haiti up to this moment right now, and a brief overview of the life I've encountered through traveling, right, and coaching and learning and facing difficulties and challenges, right, and utilizing all these things that I've been through as life lessons. Okay, even the injuries. Listen, all the injuries and all the setbacks and rejections and deceptions I've been through.
Mhm.
I'm beautiful. I'm not a bitter person.
Mhm.
I've never been bitter. I take these things as motivators. Motivators. Challenges to me, challenges to me offer me a chance to explore the depth of my own strength.
I like that. I like that.
That's how I see challenges at. It offered me a chance to explore the depths of my own strength. I rise above it
And sometimes you don't know how much strength you have.
until you're put to the test.
You may think that your body may limit you, but your mind can take you to areas that your body can't even conceive.
Exactly. Exactly. Obstacles are just obstacles to me. Obstacles just give me a time to pause and think. Look to the left, look to the right before I step forward. That's how I see obstacles at. A little time to just stop, relax, sit back, observe. You see the stop sign on the road? You see the stop sign? You say STOP. You know what I see when I see the stop sign? I look at it and say, it's silence, trust, observe, and proceed.
Silence.
Trust, observe, and then proceed. No silence, think, silence, think, observe, and then proceed. That's
Stop.
how, yeah, that's a stop sign.
Acronym.
Silence, think, observe, and proceed. That's an obstacle for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Look at it side to side, you know what I'm saying? Think quick and then move forward.
Hey, man, I just want to say thank you again, man, for coming and joining us this evening.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been very interesting.
Thank you very much.
How can people reach you, Marvel? Because you also coach. You also coach soccer teams, right?
Yeah, that is the profession. That is my passion. That's what gets me out of bed in the morning. I do nothing else. Okay. I enjoy teaching. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy being at the gym. I'm a physical person since I was a child. I've been active since I've been a child. I love to eat healthy food since I was a child. So everything with me is just like it's just like a circle. It just intertwined with each other. Physical life, the healthy life, the mindset, all that for me is just like a 360. I design a shirt and I call it 360. I have my own T-shirts that I design myself.
So how can people reach you?
My telephone number is 631-782-9127. I live in Elmhurst.
Wait a minute. You're going way too fast. Way too fast. And repeat that again.
It's 631-782-9127.
This is where we need Andre.
And I'm also on TikTok as Shwal Male.
Nobody's gonna be able to spell that.
It's CHAWL space Malin MALIN. You know what Shwal Malin means, right?
No.
What does that mean?
Shwal Malin means it's an untamed horse.
Okay.
A horse that cannot be tamed. A wild horse, a rebel, a stallion. Okay, one that roams the prairies freely. One nobody can saddle up and ride and put a buckle on and put spurs on and pluck him and make him run and ride. That's me.
So you're the stallion. The stallion.
I'm a crazy horse. Right.
Marvel,
I'm the horse that nobody can saddle.
All right. Marvel, bless, man. It's a pleasure, man.
Yeah.
Having you on here again, man. All right.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good night, and I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Have a good night. And good night, Mr. Marvel. Just want to say, one thing is, Sherry Ann, we're so happy to know that you are safe and okay, because you had an incident this weekend. I know you were trying to give a shout out to FDNY people that actually came to your rescue. So shout out to, let me see, you wrote it, to FDN Ladder 123 on 1352 St. John Place for rescuing you on Friday, July 10th. Sherry-Ann, we're glad that you are okay, safe, and in one piece. So, to all our listeners, thank you for joining and tuning in. Thank you, Mr. Marvell, for tuning in and joining us this evening. Happy birthday to anyone celebrating. Happy anniversary to those who are celebrating anniversaries. And just wishing, please be safe out there. Put a mask on. Be safe. Enjoy the weekend. Be safe. Watch what you eat. Be safe and put a mask on.
God bless.
Take care. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.